And you're listening to the Tom Kelly Show, the home of self-improvement and fun. Is your life where you want it to be? Well, my name is Tom Kelly, and I'm fixing up my life so you don't have to. Think of this as an inappropriate TED Talk. If Letterman had a baby with Oprah, you'd have the Tom Kelly Show. I'm a stand-up comedian. I've been on The View, Good Morning America, Headline News, America's Got Talent, and a bunch of other TV shows, podcasts, and newspapers and things like that. And this is the podcast where we take the existential crisis and turn it into a renaissance. New episodes guaranteed on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I'm across the board on social media as Tom Kelly Show. And right now, friends, let's start the show.
The Tom Kelly Show. Everybody, I want you to go to the Tom Kelly Show. I want you all to know about the Tom Kelly Show.
Trigger warning, spoiler alert, fix my life, and someone grab Taylor's microphone. You're listening to episode 164 of the Tom Kelly Show. I think I have a whole theme and structure planned out to this show today. I'll tell you the title I want, and then the title I want for the show is, if you see red flags, don't go swimming. The title I will probably wind up with is Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, Pete Davidson, Taylor Swift, and the red flags we all see. I really got to come up with a better and shorter title, but I'm noticing, people, this self-centered friends and fans we have, the numbers go up when I use a celebrity's name. And that's why I hate show business. I said this in the new exclusive Tom Kelly Show Facebook group. If you want a link to it, ask me for it. I'll send it to you. It's a place for the fans to interact. I said this late last night in the group. I canceled a guest because I was thinking of you guys. And again, you're going to listen to a lot of podcasts, people. There's a lot of shows out there. I'm the only one who cares about you. Remember that. Actually, yeah, I do. I actually very much care about you guys and what you think, and that you take away a positive message. And I'll tell you the story about how I canceled a guest because of you guys later on the show. And it fits in, the guest I canceled fits in with what's going on with Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. Kim and Kanye are in a messy divorce. Kanye is crazy and still in love. Kim Kardashian uses men and human beings to elevate her social status, and say what you want, she was done with Kanye. Okay, she is a vampire that sucks the joy out of the universe and regurgitates it into great entertainment and social media content. I would do a sex video right now for Kim Kardashian's money. Honestly, you get Ray J in here, I will do what I have to do if you guaranteed me Kim Kardashian success. Hold on. Nope, not Ray J, just Amazon. Okay, but I would. Like you always say, I hate the expression, but what's your, I call it my suck a D price. And I need a better expression for it. Eat poop price, whatever you want to call it. My price, much lower than Kim Kardashian's income. So Kanye West is trolling anybody associated with Kim Kardashian, especially Pete Davidson, Kim Kardashian's new alleged boyfriend. And by the way, the ballsiest man on earth. Okay. Listen, Kanye is, if I were Pete Davidson, I'd be afraid of a Kanye fan coming after me and doing something crazy in the name of the West, in the name of the yay, whatever he's going by this week. And it has to be scary. I'm going to read a quote from a psychologist named Dr. Jen Mann. Kanye is showing the world how scary it can be for a woman in Kim Kardashian's situation. Now imagine not having the security or financial independence or no way out. From HollywoodLife.com. Kim Kardashian, 41, suffered another setback in her court in her messy divorce from Kanye West, 44, today, when the rapper objected to her recent request to become legally single prior to their ongoing divorce being finalized. A source close to HollywoodLife.com told Hollywood Life exclusively that she is not at all happy with Kanye's attempts to delay their divorce. She wants to dissolve this marriage as quickly as possible. And again, I speaking for Pete Davidson, and, you know, Pete, and I'm not even defending him. I'm not genuinely worried about him, but if Pete Davidson were one of my buddies, I'd be worried about it. I have not dated girls, great girls, because I knew the scary ex or heard stories about the scary ex. Here's where I feel bad for Kim Kardashian. If only Kim Kardashian had a warning sign that Kanye West might be crazy.
Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
Here's the warning sign, Kim Kardashian. In 2009, Kanye West jumps onto the stage of an awards ceremony, pulls the microphone out of the hand of a girl, and then starts speaking. That is some form of abuse. Now, his songs are catchy. He might be a great artist, but I like Kanye's music, and I enjoy some of the artsier and crazier and ballsier things he has done. But that is a warning sign that Kanye might be a little bit abusive in some way, shape, or form. Now, I want to make this clear. I do not condone or celebrate abuse in any form. I do not want to shame people who are in abusive situations. And the advice I'm going to give for the next couple of minutes is as much for myself as for you guys. And maybe with me ranting for a minute or two, instead of shaming people of the past, we can prevent mistakes of the future. If you see red flags, don't go swimming. And my friend, we are a country of people who saw a red flag that night in 2009. Did he get better? Listen, I don't follow pop culture enough to tell you where else Kanye left a red flag, but I'm pretty sure Kanye is crazy is the punchline for every late night comedian. And listen, if you see somebody abuse someone else, they might abuse you. If all your friends say someone is bad news or that they're crazy, maybe that person is crazy. And if you see somebody abuse someone else, they might abuse you. I mean, a real story, and I don't even want to say it jokey. I don't want to say it in an angry way. I want to say this in a way that doesn't sound like I'm shaming anybody. But there was a girl who I thought was beautiful. I was about, I was in my teens, and there was a guy in our social circle or neighborhood circle who would beat the living crap out of me and a bunch of other people. Now, this girl saw this guy beat up me and bigger guys than me. And then when this guy turned out to be abusive, it was like a big surprise. And this girl was enabling the abuser when he was abusing me. It was all like, oh, Bobby, don't do that. Bobby, you're a bad man. As I'm like, sitting there with my head banged up and my stomach punched. We're enabling bad guys. Men do this too. I have a friend who dated and wound up marrying a girl who was mean. And we all said, she's not mean, she's funny. No, she was mean. In fact, her screen name was Mean Girl Laney. Mean Girl. We knew she was mean. She was proud of it. She put it in her AOL name. And this guy's like, she's not mean, she's funny. Yeah, well, she called your mama. Is that funny or is that just mean? The red flags are there. If you see the red flags, don't go swimming. That said, me yelling about how great I am, how much better I am than you guys, I have been saved from my own gravitation to red flags, like so many moths to a flame. I have been saved purely by natural selection. Okay. I find mean girls hot too. I love my cheerleaders. I love my Instagram models. I love whatever. All right. I am not beyond reproach. So you talk about me. Now the difference with me is I'm a saver too. Maybe I am. So I canceled a guest on the podcast this week. It was a girl who I worked with in comedy. She was a comedy show producer with the body and looks of a background dancer in a rap video. She wrote a book called Long List of Ill-Fated Boyfriends. That is not the title of the book, but it was along those lines, a self-published book. And I saw on her Instagram stories, long list of ill-fated boyfriends. This fits in with our self-help comedy podcast. And I sight unseen because I knew the girl and I knew also the nerdy side of her. And I'm like, and I have flirted with her. In fact, I mean, she fits in. I have flirted with her and I had blatantly asked her out on more than one occasion. And the interesting thing was she moved to the West Coast to live in LA. So there was never any real chance of it happening. And again, supply and demand, no real chance. And when you read the book, you realize, shoot, one, there was never real chance of me dating this girl. And two, red flags abound, my friends. Red flags I did not see. And the thing missing, the worst part of the book was, it was one, missing her warmth and charm that I know from just interacting with her. And two, while she disclosed that she had an eating disorder, she disclosed that her parents were troubled people. She did not make herself likable in the book. It became this big thing of like really bad boyfriend choices. She dated a mobster and wondered why the mobster got jealous when she tried to break up. The mobster wound up kidnapping her. And I don't know, man, it's the year 2022. If you're dating a mobster, okay, maybe you shouldn't be dating the mobster in the first place. Stay away from the damn mobsters and don't say, oh, I was young. Guess what, kids? I was 17 too. All right. My biggest bad decision was buying the wrong damn comic book at the comic book sale. All right. You were smart too. All right. And listen, and there's no way to say, oh, I didn't know he was a bad guy. You know how you know he was a bad guy? When you see the guy selling drugs on Hempstead Turnpike, that's a bad guy. If he's selling drugs to children at the junior high school, that's a bad guy. And then you start whining when he starts doing bad stuff back. Folks, red flag, don't go swimming. And the book, the problem with the book was then she actually went through, and this is where a friend of mine also helped consult on my decision to not ban the guest, but cancel the booking. She listed a couple of celebrities that she had dated, and I'm going to be vague on the details because if you read the book, it's very easy to guess or narrow it down to a list of 4 which celebrity she was dating. And, you know, she made fun of the guy's mental illness. And I'm like, I'm supposed to sympathize with you for your mental illness that you would date a mobster and go on seekingarrangements.com to find a date that would pay you $500 for a few hours. I could sympathize with you, except that you're shaming someone else who's mentally ill. And yeah, so, and again, intentionally not giving any more details so that you don't play the celebrity guessing game. Because I'm not that close with the celebrity. But, you know, all of that said, I said, you know what? If you're being mean to someone else, you're going to be mean to me one day. And I canceled the booking. So there you go. I saw a red flag and I did not go swimming. Now, again, beautiful red flag, you know, and there is that part of me in my brain that, you know, like this girl was pretty. Like our friend Greg Tafaro once said on this podcast that I tend to fall for women who could be a co-host of this podcast. And yeah, and I wrote her notes, you know, saying, making fun of her for dating douchebags, you know, and I'm like, come to New York, we'll be a power couple was one of my lines. And I did, I believed in her talent. And I think the appeal of the party, you know, like she talks about going to the Playboy Mansion and stuff like that. Yeah, the short-term temptations probably derailed her from her promising talent. So I saw red flags. I still think there's a good person in this person, and I'm not the one to save her. So I saw a red flag and I got out of the ocean, ladies and gentlemen. And in part, I really did think when canceling this guest, I really thought of some of your silly little faces saying, I don't think this one, Marianne, I don't think Diana, I don't think Dan, Brian, or Karen would appreciate her as a guest. And I'll tell you something, going to the line that I said at the top of the show is salacious stuff does rate. You know, I've only met this particular celebrity like 3 to 5 times. And that said, he was nice to me all 3 to 5 times. I don't owe him nothing, but I'm not about being mean, even if it does move me forward. I am not a TMZ guy. Tom Kelly radiates kindness. That's the theme of this show. It's a self-improvement podcast, not at the cost of somebody else's health and mental health. Yeah, there you go. Tom Kelly. And again, you know where nice guys wind up, people. You know where nice guys wind up. You guys have a chance to further this nice guy self-care form of comedy that we're doing here on the podcast. And that, my friends, is with the Tom Kelly Show tag sale sign mania. We talked about it yesterday. I have made a sign, and the sign is meant to be printed and hung up in places where people read signs. Okay. Every community, again, Facebook is screwing all of us. Instagram, screwing all of us. Twitter, I don't understand it. And listen, one celebrity sharing this podcast could take us from worst to first. Okay. We are going to go with the slow build. And I have been printing out signs promoting this podcast. I don't have the sign in front of me, but I think it says a podcast, self-care comedy podcast seeking listeners. Print the sign, hang it in your apartment lobby. Print the sign, hang it in your laundromat. Print the sign, hang it in your break room at work. Print the sign, hang it at truck stops, ladies and gentlemen. I, at this point, have hung up 5 of them. 1 at the grocery store across the street from me. 2 at the bodega across the street from me. 3 and 4 were outside of my parking garage. 1 on a bus stop and 1 on the last working payphone in New York City. And within an hour, somebody took the both of those down. And the 5th one, I just put up on a train and let the train go off into the sunset. So share the word, people. I know there's my friend Lindsay is talking about sharing it in Orlando. Scott is talking about printing these signs and putting them up all over Nashville. And yeah, folks, this is your chance to help. So let's do 2 more self-help things here since I'm editing a lot of this podcast now. Carla Marie and Anthony, they've been on the show. They have a podcast and a Twitch. They have a theme today on 2/2/22. And they've been doing this on their social media. And the theme is, I deserve blank. What do you deserve? Tell me, comment on this show. What do you deserve? If you're watching on the YouTube, it's easy to comment. It's right below. And if not, maybe I'll find a way to, I'm trying to find a way to share this idea without stealing it. You know, that radio people get so tense about stealing ideas. And I say this as a man who writes ideas meant to be stolen. And I'm also incredibly terrified of somebody stealing my tag sale mania grocery store sign promotion idea. They have a great merch line. They just launched their merch line. They have a slogan, "You look great." What a great idea for a t-shirt and sweatshirt. I was thinking of doing a parody sweatshirt that says, "You look fine, Tom Kelly Show." But I don't know if that fits in with my self-care. But on the other hand, it does fit in with my self-loathing. So there you go. And that's about it. Other random thoughts I came up with. We're going to do a show Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This week, we're going to work with the schedule for the week. I may add an extra show this week because I know some of you guys are craving content. And I just say this out loud as a theme. If I could find a way to make $1,000 per episode, I would go to 4 days a week. But for right now, people, I will do 3 days a week for free. Magic mirror time. I see Scott in Nashville and Scott Baker. And by the way, that's a magic mirror trick. I should just say, I see Scott, and every listener named Scott would go, he's talking about me. But right now I see 2 Scotts. I see Baker, I see Bates. And Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, ladies and gentlemen, here on YouTube and at podcast.TomKellyShow.com. And until next time, good night, New York.